This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
VCK takes 10 seats into its kitty from the DMK. VCK has a fairly good Dalit vote bank in the state. Pranab Mukherjee plays it safe with his 6th budget, gets a pat from the Prime Minister who launches the budget.
Can't please all people, and the Finance Minister has done as good a job as was possible.
It's the right time to buy mobiles and take home loans, while air travel, gold and branded clothes will take big bucks from you. Taxpayers get a small relief. The exemption limit is raised, but no hike in tax exemption for women. Education and health sectors get a boost. 2 institutions in Chennai are favoured in the budget. Chief Minister Karunanidhi calls this a welcome budget, says announcement on the caste-based census is a welcome step. But the opposition slams the budget. Jayalalitha says the budget is insensitive to the common man. Presidency students turn violent over birthday celebrations. Police register 50 cases against them. Reports say 3 dogs were burnt alive in Parvati Ammal's spire so that her ashes cannot be retrieved, while Court condemns the disrespect. A very good evening. You're watching the news tonight with me, Divya. Well, a top story this hour. The DMK today allotted 10 seats to the VCK. The party gets 1 seat more from how much it contested in the last elections with the AIADMK. This after the PMK is back in the DMK's fold with 31 seats. The VCK founder Thol Thirumavalavan in fact welcomed the PMK joining the DMK-led alliance, saying this will strengthen the ruling DMK's prospects in the northern districts of the state. While PMK is a one-year-backed party, the VCK has a considerable presence amongst the Dalit vote bank in the state. And for more details on this, our senior correspondent Peer Mohammed now joins us live on the phone line. Well, Peer, VCK have now switched loyalties this year, and they've got 1 seat more, in fact, from how much they had in their kitty in the last elections. Now, this is a party roped in to have a fairly good presence in the Dalit vote bank. So what do you think is the significance here?
Yes, the Vidudalai Chirthaigal Katchi, which has considerable presence in the northern districts, particularly among the Dalit community in northern districts, has now signed a deal with the ruling DMK. In fact, in 2006 assembly elections, they have signed a pact with the AIADMK. They got 9 seats. Out of 9 seats, they won in 2 seats, which is their opening of account in the state assembly for the first time. And now that they are able to get 1 more seat from the DMK, though they have given a wish list of 25 seats and asked for 15 to 16 seats, they were able to get only 10 seats. But this is quite an achievement considering the kind of pressure the ruling DMK is facing from its ally Congress for about 90 seats and also share in power. And when asked about this particular seat-sharing agreement with the ruling DMK, Thirumavalavan pointed out the kind of pressure from other allies that is what has forced him to agree to this number finally. And he has also expressed confidence that the VCK, DMK, Congress and PMK will sweep the elections. And that's it, yeah.
Right, P. Thanks very much indeed for joining us with those details. Well, rather big story today, of course, it's the budget. Let's now bring you the highlights, the hits and the misses of this year's budget. Well, Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee, who invoked the heavenly intervention of Lord Indra for good rains and Goddess Lakshmi for good fortune in the course of presenting his 6th general budget, attempted a tricky balancing act between populism, good fiscal housekeeping and a push to reforms. So amongst the goodies for the common man are a much expected tax exemption up to 1.8 lakh rupees. Senior citizens too have much to cheer about. The age at which you get that tag and all the benefits that go with it has been brought down to 60 now. But service tax has gone up. That means both healthcare and private hospitals and air travel will now be costlier. But there has been no increase in the tax exemptions for women. However, the finance minister does insist that there are other SOPs in the budget.
Last year, I provided relief to individual taxpayers by broadening the tax slabs. To take us closer to DTC rates, I propose to enhance the exemption limit for the general category of individual taxpayers from 1,60,000 to 1,80,000. The measure will provide a uniform tax relief of 2,000 to every taxpayer of this category. For the senior citizens who deserve our special attention, for them I propose to reduce the qualifying age from 65 years to 60 years, to enhance the exemption limit from 2,40,000 to 2,50,000, to create a new category of very senior citizens, 80 years and above, who will be eligible for a higher exemption limit of 5 lakhs. I am yet to reach 80. Several years I will take. I propose to levy service tax on the following new services. Impose service tax in 2010-11 on health checkup or treatment. This levy has resulted in differential treatment between the persons who make payments themselves and others where payments are made by an insurance company or business entity. Thus, I propose to replace it with a tax on all services provided by hospitals with 25 or more beds that have the facility of central air conditioning. Though the tax is on the high-end treatment, I propose to sweeten this bill by providing an abatement of 50% so that the actual burden is kept at 5% of the value of service. I propose to raise the service tax on air travel by 50 rupees in the case of domestic air travel and 250 rupees on international journeys by economy class. I also propose to tax travel by higher classes on domestic sector at the standard rate of 10%. Women have done, not tax, but other areas they have done. Other areas they have done, but not in tax.
Well, political reactions have been pouring in and Chief Minister Karunanidhi has welcomed the budget. He says the announcement on caste-based census is a welcome step. But the opposition leader, Jayalalitha, has slammed the finance minister for a budget that she says has nothing for the middle class. She says, and I quote, "In the face of all the issues confronting India, Budget 2011 is not just a damp squib, it is one of the most insensitive exercises as far as the common man is concerned. Except for a marginal hike in income tax exemption limits from rupees 1,60,000 per year to 1,80,000 rupees for men, there is nothing in the budget for this segment, which was substantially responsible for bringing the UPA to power for the second time. I would dismiss this as an opportunity lost to address the genuine concerns and problems of the people. This is a status quoist budget which will benefit a very small segment at the cost of the vast majority of people," and I unquote. And the State Secretary of the CPI has reacted to the budget. He says it doesn't give any hopes or happiness to anybody and that there is nothing innovative in this year's budget.
எதிர்பார்த்தபடியே இந்த பட்ஜெட்டில் புதிய பெரும் மகிழ்ச்சி தரக்கூடிய அறிவிப்புகளும் இல்லை, நம்பிக்கை தரக்கூடிய வகையில் எந்த புதிய திட்டமும் அறிவிக்கப்படவில்லை. வழக்கமான பட்டியலிட்டு சில சிறு மாற்றங்களோடு மீண்டும் ஒரு பட்ஜெட்டை பிரணாப் முகர்ஜி அவர்கள் சமர்ப்பித்திருக்கிறார்கள்.
Did this year's budget leave the common man in the lurch? Our executive editor posed this big question that's coming up on the other side.